Hi, everybody. Long time no see. So, I first want to apologize for not having uploaded a video in over a year, well over a year. Um, Lots happened, obviously. COVID hit the world. Um, that sidelined everybody for sure. Also, I hadn't posted a video because I really didn't have much in the way of PV to share. No real updates. Everything, my blood levels kind of remain consistent. Um, but I did want to post an update because I finally did get in to see this rheumatologist that I've been waiting for since February of 2019. So over 2 years, I had to wait to see him. Of course, COVID, slowed things down even more than what they would have been. Um, but he did have a long wait list, so I knew it was going to be a while. Anyway, finally got in to see him around June 22nd, I think was my appointment. He ran some more blood tests. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I initially had been seeking, um, some kind of answers about pain that I was in all the time, chronic pain in my hips, my joints, my legs, my thighs, um, my ankles, my feet, muscle, bone, joint, wasn't really sure. Um, Also up in my upper back, I haven't really talked about that a lot, but it was in my shoulders, a little bit of pain in my lower back. Um, Basically, you just felt like your whole body was being beaten. Um, so lo and behold, he did some more blood work, and I finally got some of those results back online. I haven't had a follow up with him just yet, but I am going to show you because I think I finally have an answer. So bear with me. I'm just going to turn my phone around because I'm not very good at maneuvering the camera. Hopefully you can see this okay. But my white blood cell count, my RBCs and all that has remained pretty consistent. More or less, I'm all normal here, which is a good thing as far as my PV goes. Neutrophils are still, they're always a little high. Lymphocytes are nearing the top of the range. Um, but my hemoglobin, my hematocrit's good. Um, my thyroid, so again, if you've watched my previous videos, you know I have Hashimoto's, autoimmune Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So that is these results here. My TSH was really, really high the day that I went here for my blood work. The antibodies are high, so that's consistent with my previous diagnosis of thyroiditis. These tests all came back normal that he ran. My C-reactive protein, so that's like a blood test to look for inflammation, it's low. And I've always found that weird when you have pain. You would think you have some kind of inflammation, but apparently I do not. So this is the immunology part of the test that he requested. And you can see my ANA came back negative, which is consistent with the test that my doctor had done, my family doctor, in 2016 or 17. But you can see this extractable nuclear antibody panel. So there's an ANA, and then usually when this is positive, they will look for the specific antibodies that are causing you to have a positive result. Well, mine was negative, but he still ordered it regardless. And I'm glad he did because I am positive for a particular antibody known as this. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, but basically, this high positive result, you can see my result was 4.8, and you should be less than 1 to be negative. So it's a high positive. And my other antibodies that they test for were all negative. So this would be like things like lupus, scleroderma, Sjogren's, all auto immune diseases. But the positive result for this particular antibody suggests that it would be a diagnosis of mixed connective tissue disease, especially when these are all negative. And then You can see my rheumatoid factor is negative. The CCP test, which I believe is pretty specific for rheumatoid, is also negative. My vitamin D is quite low. It's 62. The range is 75 to 250. And I didn't even realize that apparently my parathyroid hormone is out of whack. It's at 9.3. So I have not had a follow-up with my doctor since these tests have come back. He also ordered some x-rays of my hands and my feet. I've had some severe pain in my feet for a while, long time. My hands, I'm going to show you, I've recently developed, like in the last year, year and a half, nodules. So you can see, hopefully, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like a nodule right here. And this knuckle on my thumb has become very bony. Like it's protruding a bit. So something's going on with those joints. And then also, I know I've showed you guys, I tried to show you in a previous video, the dots on my hands. I call them red dots, but I think the medical term is telangiectasias. So I have them on my palms and I get them on my fingers. Hopefully they're showing up okay on the camera. And the fingertips, in the lengthy part of the finger, and of course on the palms. And I have them on both hands. I won't show you the other one as well, but they're there as well. So I've since learned that that particular symptom is consistent with crest, which is a form of scleroderma. There's different types, I guess, systemic and another type, which they abbreviate as crest. So it looks like we're heading in a direction for finding out what's finally going on with the pain that I've been experiencing for more than 10 years. In fairness, I only really started pushing to find out what was going on with it in the last 5 years, but it took several doctors, several referrals, countless tests, and finally seeing this rheumatologist who I'm starting to think is worth the wait. Maybe he's, obviously he ordered a test that normally you wouldn't order, but based on what he was seeing when I saw him and my symptoms and something made him order it, so I'll have to ask him. But anyway, I feel so relieved. I feel like I finally have an answer, and I feel like, I'm not crazy. Like, it wasn't fibromyalgia. It wasn't, all these one-off symptoms that I had been experiencing. The swollen eyes, then they'd go away. My feet would swell up for like a month or 2 months at a time. Then they would just go away. It would be okay. The rashes I would get, they'd come and they'd go. The dots on my hand, like I said, these nodules that are starting, like all these weird things that over time, you might forget about them, which is, like I said in another video, I didn't always, but I started writing these things down probably about 4 years ago because it was too much of a coincidence. I was getting all these different things at different times that are just weird, like one-off things that, yes, could be attributed to something that's just isolated and just, and kind of a one-time thing that's not disease related necessarily. But when you start getting these things over and over, and then you have consistent chronic pain, like your body's screaming out at you and telling you something, right? So anyway, all that just ranting to say I look happy, and I am happy. Actually, I'm not happy to have something wrong with me. I'm happy to have an answer, because for me what that means is treatment. Like finally getting some relief from being in pain. Like my quality of life for my family, for myself, just has gone so downhill for me. and then to feel frustrated that you're not getting answers, and you know in your heart, in your soul, in your body, there's something going on. Um, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people have to suffer. I recognize in defense of doctors that these types of diseases, or especially connective tissue diseases, are not easy always to kind of differentiate and identify. Um, but just getting the test, that was my main thing. Like, can we just test, like, anything you think it could be? Can we just test it? Because something's going on and something has to turn up. So, anyway, long story short, I think we're on a track to get an answer. I think that answer is going to be mixed connective tissue disease, but I need to wait for the doctor. I need to wait for the doctor to tell me, okay, this is what we found. I need him to tell me if he found anything on my x-rays. Um, and then I guess we go from there. So, anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update. I felt I owed it to you since I haven't made a video in so long, and I know a few of you have put comments asking what's going on. But there you have it. So I will try and post more videos now that I have something to talk about and share with you, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.